Lesbian detective. Unsolved cases. She's still missing. Yeah, they haven't found her yet. Well, let's talk about it.
They say he vanished without a trace.
What?
Could it be a psychotic
I
break
don't know.
or a tragic accident? Police don't know where the body went. Unsolved murders, body still missing. That's unheard. Where's the witness? Lesbian detectives, what's going on? City on high alert, this out the norm. He did what, the who? Man, that ain't real, these crimes ain't true. Then come uncover these theories with us. We live right now, tuning in is a must.
Right now. Lesbian detective. Lesbian detective. We about to start the show, so get your popcorn ready. Let's go. Pay attention to the message I present to you, the lesbian detectives.
This is Lesbian Detectives. I'm Sierra,
And I'm Elizabeth.
and we are here to talk about missing and unsolved murder.
We are discussing cases that you have forgotten about or never even heard of.
So sit back, relax, and let's start this podcast. Welcome back, everybody. And I hope you guys had a good week. I have to say that my week was all right. It was just a lot of work. I think the holiday kind of messed up my schedule a little bit. Like, I was off work, then I went to work, then I went back to work. I was like, ugh, confusing. My wife, she was tired, so we all was just tired. But we made it through the week, and we're here again.
So I really enjoyed Korean barbecue. We had it for New Year's Day. We also went to go watch SpongeBob. Not a big fan. And then we watched Avatar, which that one was a pretty good movie.
Not we.
Or I and a friend, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, Korean barbecue. They have two different locations, and I went to one of them, and we really wasn't a fan. But then we went to one that was kind of farther away. That was good. The hot pot, I was really nervous about trying because you said you didn't enjoy it when you went last time. And I was like, but then I'm like, let me try it. I'm glad I did because I messed that up. I put some of my meat in my hot pot. And then I made her try. She was like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
I never had what was a spicy pork belly. I never had it before, and I have to say I was a fan of it. I always hear like in my Asian TV shows I be watching. I'm like, I have to try it, and I'm glad I did.
I like the bulgogi.
Yes, that was good. She got me into Korean barbecue. Now I want to go back and back and back. It's really a good price for what you getting. Like we spent like $70. Really, we spent like $60, but we gave a tip, and that was like nothing.
All you can eat.
All you can eat too. Like the guy kept asking us, he's like, "Are you done? Like, do you want some more?" I was like, "No, we can't take no more." And we didn't even eat a lot. That was the crazy thing about it. We got full super fast. Next time I go, I'm gonna make sure I go on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
But that's our conversation for the day of Korean barbecue. Next time I go, I'll make sure I post pictures. Now let's get into the episode. It started like so many other ordinary days. A woman finished her shift. The air is cool. The streets are quiet. And the world feels predictable. Safe even. She gets into her car thinking about home, about the child waiting for her, about tomorrow, about a secret she carries, a new life growing inside her, one she hasn't yet shared with the person who should be the happiest to hear it. But she never made it back. By morning, something is wrong. The routine is broken. A phone call that should have been answered isn't. A child isn't picked up. A door never opens. And slowly the realization sets in. Someone is missing. There are no signs of a struggle, no witnesses, no clear movement where everything went wrong. Just a stretch of time that can't be explained, and a life that seemed to vanish into it. The people closest to her began searching for answers. Law enforcement retraced her last known steps. Questions piled up faster than facts, and with every hour that passed, the silence grows heavier. What happened in those missing hours? Did she leave on her own, or did someone make sure she couldn't come back? And what will have become of the life she carried, the future she never got to see? Decades will pass, leaves will go cold, memories will fade, but the questions will remain unanswered and unresolved because someone knows what happened that night. And until the truth comes out, the story doesn't end. This is the case of Lisa Jameson. Lisa Jameson was born Lisa Collins on September 26, 1968. She was the youngest of 6 children and growing up in Arizona, surrounded by a close-knit family. Everyone who knew Lisa described her the same way, warm and full of life. Her sister had said that Lisa had the most beautiful smile and loved to laugh. She described her sister as total and complete joy. Lisa's niece was only 15 years old at the time of Lisa's disappearance, but she remembered her aunt clearly. She said that Lisa wasn't just an aunt to her, she was her best friend, someone she admired and looked up to. Lisa loved being a mother. When her son Kyle was born, she embraced motherhood fully. By 1991, Lisa was married and living in Gilbert, Arizona. She worked overnight shift at an electronics store, balancing work and raising a toddler. Her husband, Alan, was 6 years older than Lisa and worked as a CO at the Maricopa County Jail. From the outside, their life looked stable, but according to Lisa's family, there were underlying tension, particularly around the subject of having more children. On November 3rd, 1991, the day before she went missing, Lisa visited her mother, Barbara. She asked to borrow $10, and more importantly, she shared something deeply personal. Lisa told her mother that she thought she was pregnant. According to her family, Lisa was nervous about the pregnancy. She hadn't told her husband yet, and she wasn't sure how he would react. Her mother encouraged her to talk to him, reminding her that this wasn't something that she could hide forever. They talked for a while, then said goodbye. That was the last time Lisa's mother ever saw her. That night, Lisa went to work her overnight shift at the electronics store. When her shift ended in the early morning hours of November the 4th, she got into her red 1989 Pontiac and drove a co-worker home. At around 7:15 a.m., Lisa dropped that co-worker off near McQueen Road and Chandler Boulevard in Chandler, Arizona. The co-worker later told police that Lisa seemed completely normal. She wasn't upset. She didn't say anything alarming. There is no sign that something was wrong. After that moment, no one knows exactly where Lisa went. At some point that day, Lisa's supposed to pick up her son at the babysitter. She never showed up. By even of November 4th, Lisa's husband reported her missing, and her family immediately became involved, calling hospitals, friends, and anyone who may have seen her. Despite the urgency, her family felt police intentionally suggested that Lisa may have left voluntarily. This is something many families of missing adults hear. That because their loved one is an adult, there's a chance they simply walked away. But Lisa's family knew that didn't make sense. Lisa left behind her purse, her personal belongings, and her money. No withdrawals were made from her bank account. Her credit card were never used. She was a devoted mother. She was pregnant. She was close to her family. There is no indication that she planned to leave her life behind. On December 3rd, 1991, almost a full month after Lisa's disappearance, her car was found. It was discovered in the parking lot of an adult bookstore near 48th Place in East Washington Street in Phoenix. The car had been sitting there for days. According to Gilbert police, there was no evidence found in the vehicle related to Lisa's disappearance. However, members of Lisa's family have described seeing signs that suggested a struggle inside the car, including damaging to the interior and items that appeared to be out of place. Despite this, no clear suspect emerged and no arrest was made. Lisa's family felt restless. Her sister had said they searched every day in ditches, in nightclubs, in restaurants, in places Lisa was known to visit. Her niece has described that time as chaotic, with everyone scrambling to find her, wondering where she could be. Years passed, then decades.
When someone disappears, investigators always begin with the people closest to them. In Lisa Jameson's case, that meant her husband, Alan Jameson. At the time Lisa vanished in November of 1991, Alan was 29 years old. He worked as a correctional officer at the Maricopa County Jail. The couple lived together in Gilbert, Arizona, with Lisa's 2-year-old son, Kyle. Kyle was not Alan's biological child, but Alan had been acting as the father figure in the home. From the outside, the marriage appeared stable. There were no public reports of domestic violence, no known police calls to the residents, and nothing obvious to the neighbors or co-workers that suggested a crisis behind closed doors. But, according to Lisa's family, there were tensions beneath the surface, particularly around the topic of having more children. Lisa loved being a mother. Family members have said she wanted to expand her family. Alan, however, had reportedly expressed that he did not want another child. That context becomes important when looking at what Lisa revealed just one day before she disappeared. On November the 3rd, 1991, Lisa told her mother that she believed she was pregnant. She was excited but also anxious. She hadn't told Alan yet, and she wasn't sure how he would react. What we don't know is whether that conversation ever took place. No details have ever been publicly released about what happened inside their home the night before Lisa went to work, her final shift. We don't know if there was an argument, we don't know if there was tension, and we don't know whether Alan was aware of the possible pregnancy at all. What we do know is this: Lisa went to work that night and she never came home. When Lisa failed to return home the next morning and didn't arrive to pick up Kyle from the babysitter, Alan reported her missing. He contacted police and notified Lisa's family. Early in the investigation, detectives questioned Alan as a person of interest. This is standard procedure in missing person cases, particularly when the missing person is married and shares a home with their spouse. Alan was never arrested, he was never charged, and he was eventually cleared by police. The Gilbert Police Department has never publicly named him as a suspect, and they have never officially stated that foul play was involved in Lisa's disappearance. Still, the question remains. According to Lisa's family, Alan did not participate in search efforts the way they did. Lisa's relatives searched relentlessly, walking neighborhoods, checking parking lots, bars, restaurants, and anywhere she might have gone. Alan was notably absent from those efforts, something the family had said was deeply troubling to them. Then, 2 years later, after Lisa disappeared, Alan made a decision that raised even more questions. In 1993, he moved to Bolivia, where his parents were living at the time. He left Kyle behind. Kyle was later adopted by Lisa's parents, Barbara and Frank Collins, who raised him from that point forward. According to Kyle and other family members, Alan had little to no contact with him after leaving the country. Years later, Alan reportedly returned to the United States, remarried, and settled in Kansas. There is no indication that law enforcement ever re-interviewed him in connection with Lisa's disappearance after that move. For Kyle, the absence of both his mother and the man who had been a father figure in his life left lasting emotional wounds. As an adult, Kyle has publicly stated that he believes his mother was the victim of foul play. He has also said that he believes he knows who is responsible. Law enforcement has never confirmed that belief. And because Lisa's case remains unsolved, the divide between what the family believes and what the police can prove remains painfully wide. Alan Jameson has never spoken publicly about Lisa's disappearance. He has never given interviews. He has never publicly advocated for renewed investigation. And to this day, he has never been charged with any crime related to Lisa Jameson's disappearance. But for Lisa's family, and especially her son, his role remains one of the most complicated and unresolved questions in a case already filled with unanswered ones. Lisa was never found. Lisa's son, Kyle, was only 2 years old when she disappeared. He was eventually adopted by his grandparents and raised surrounded by people who loved his mother deeply. Kyle has said that growing up without answers took a very heavy toll on his mental health. In his 20s, learning more details about his mother's case led to depression and a deep search for identity. Now, a father himself, Kyle has said he believes strongly that his mother was a victim of foul play. He continues to speak publicly in hopes that someone, somewhere, knows something. Lisa's case received very little media attention when she disappeared. Advocates for missing people of color say the lack of coverage is common and contributes to cases going cold. Organizations like the Black and Missing Foundation work to bring attention to cases like Lisa's and to support families who are still waiting for answers. More than 30 years later have passed since Lisa Dianne Jameson disappeared. Her family still thinks about her every day. Her son still searches for justice, and the question surrounding her disappearance remains unanswered. Lisa was not someone who would walk away from her life. She was a mother, she was loved, and she deserves to be found. If you have any information about the disappearance of Lisa Dianne Jameson, please contact the Gilbert Police Department. Before we end this episode, I want to bring the focus back to the person at the center of the story, Lisa Jameson. Lisa wasn't a headline. She wasn't a mystery first. She was a daughter, a sister, a mother, a woman with a future that was still unfolding. She loved her son. She loved her family. She had dreams that never got the chance to become memories. When Lisa disappeared, the world kept moving. People went to work. Traffic lights changed. Holidays came and went. But for the people who loved her, time stopped. Every year that passed without answers became another year of waiting. Another year of wondering what happened in the hours no one can account for. For Kyle, the loss of his mother shaped his entire life. He grew up without her voice, without her guidance, without the chance to ask her questions only a son can ask his mom. And the absence, the not knowing, is the kind of grief that never really ends. Lisa's case remains unsolved. No one has been held accountable. No clear truth has been laid out. And that silence is its own injustice. But telling her story matters. It matters because Lisa's life mattered. Because unresolved cases don't disappear just because time passes. Because someone, somewhere, knows something, even if they never spoke it out loud. If you or someone you know has information about Lisa Jameson's disappearance, no detail is too small. What might seem insignificant to you could be the missing piece her family has been waiting for decades. Lisa deserves answers, Kyle deserves answers, and her family deserves the truth. Thank you for listening. Thank you for holding space for Lisa's story. And as always, stay aware, stay compassionate, and don't forget the names of those who are still waiting to be found. This is the case of Lisa Jameson. Now let's get into our theories.
Theories.
Let's get into some theories. Everyone is a suspect until proven guilty. Let's get into some theories. Lesbian detectives. What type of thoughts you thinking? What theories running through your mind? I'm thinking all types of suspicion. Uncover the truth, what we can find. Witness say they saw somebody creeping out the back door. What you think they did it for? That's so crazy, I'm not sure. They found a car, where could she be? There go another puzzle piece. Research and do your history. It's plenty unsolved mysteries. Everyone is a suspect until proven guilty. Let's get into some theories, yeah. Let's get into some theories. Let's get into some theories. Everyone is a suspect until proven guilty. Let's get into some theories. Let's be in detectives.
You or me?
Go ahead.
So I have 3 possible suspects. 3. I'm gonna be honest, 3. The husband, the coworker, or a stranger. And let me explain to you guys why I have 3. So let's start with the husband. I mean, most cases the wife goes missing, it's the husband. Why I'm iffy about him is just she got off work, she dropped her coworker off, and then she headed home. We never know if she made it home. That's the problem. Like she could have easily stopped and got something to eat. It's never clear if she made it home. And it's also never clear if she told him that she was pregnant or not. So that's why I'm like, it's hard for me to pinpoint. It was some shady stuff that he did do. Like, he really didn't look for her. He didn't help the police. He did move away, and he did get remarried. One thing I'm questioning about the remarriage, I'm like, is it real? Because he was still legally married to his wife. Even though she's missing, he was still married. I watched a lot of crime shows. He had to go to the courts and get to say that she's legally dead, like paperwork, because he just can't remarry somebody else if he's still married to his wife. Even though she's missing, haven't seen in decades, but you still have to get that paperwork done. That's why I'm so confused of how
Her death certificate.
her death certificate. That's why I'm confused of how he got married again. But I say a stranger because we don't know after she dropped the coworker off, did she go and get a snack or something? Because it was early. She probably wanted some coffee. She probably wanted even a pregnancy test. Her mama said she wasn't for sure if she was pregnant. Well, she's like, hey, let me go get this pregnancy test, and somebody try to rob her and unalive her. We don't. That's another possibility. Then I said a coworker because this person was the last person to see her alive. That is another possibility. She did drop this person off. We don't know what happened in that car. This person could have got mad at, probably had we don't know. So that's why I said I have 3, because each person could be the person that unalived her. That's why I'm stuck on.
I have 1, and it's Alan. I feel like he did it because it was like, to me, I don't believe in coincidences. I've said it multiple times. It was the timing. So she disappeared as soon as she thought that she was pregnant. I don't know if she told him. I'm sure she did. Maybe he overheard a conversation. I don't know if he heard it between her and her mom. I don't know. Word gets around, though. People talk. He didn't want another kid. Clearly, he stated that. I don't know what they were doing for protection.
That's what I'm always saying. Like, I always say, I don't want another kid. But they don't do nothing to protect them from not having another kid.
And what if I don't know how abortion was back in those days, if it was a thing or if it was just, oh, we're going to have it. I don't know. I don't even know if he entertained the idea of letting her know, hey, get an abortion or whatnot. But it clearly seemed like he didn't really care about her, because even after she died, he wasn't trying to get that closure that he needed. He wasn't going out there completing search parties, following up with the police, trying to get answers. He didn't care about none of that. Instead, he ran away to Bolivia and he started a whole new life, which I understand. People have every right to do that. But it's just like, it doesn't make sense. When you love somebody, you grieve them. And it doesn't seem like he did any of it. So I feel like it was Alan. He came back and he didn't really care for Kyle, which I understand. It's not his biological kid. But the one that suffered the most was Kyle. He's over here still hurting. Years later, as an adult, as a father, he can't wrap his mind around what happened to his mother and how somebody could just kind of abandon a child. So I do believe it was Alan, 100%. It's just There's no way to prove it, or we don't have the evidence to prove it.
I mean, like I said, I have 3 suspects, and I can see why you think it's Alan. I always believe that you have to, like, keep an open eye out for different suspects sometimes, because it could be like somebody you don't suspect being the person that unalived this person. So that's why I say I'm stuck on a coworker. To me, I don't know. Like, she dropped you off and then she went missing. That's the only thing that's kind of like make me think about, like, okay, coworker, like, what happened? This is why it's hard, because I want to know more about the coworker.
What was the motive for the coworker?
We don't know, because the coworker identity has been hidden. It's a lot of information we don't even know about the coworker. So if I have more information about the coworker, I can say, okay, I don't see the coworker doing it. But it's just, to me, this person drop you off and then they go missing. I don't know, like, what happened in that time period, right?
I don't have a motive for the coworker. That's why they're not a suspect on my list.
Right. I mean, it could be jealousy. It could be rage. It could be anything. Or, sometimes I watch a lot of crime shows. It could be the smallest things. You know what I'm saying? Like, one time this girl just wanted like $10 from her friend, like, hey, I don't have it. And she got mad and unalived her friend over $10. Like, it doesn't, like I'm saying, some motives makes no sense.
I mean, if we go with that theory, it could be anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what we always say in our show, everybody's a suspect until proven innocent.
Right.
So that's the hardest part. But this case, I have my 3, you have your 1. At least we actually kind of connect a little bit on 1. Well, guys, that is our episode. I have so many cases that I cannot wait to give you in the year of 2026. And if you have any case suggestions, please let me know. I have a couple that I'm working on with actually family members of people that was unalive or went missing. So if you want your family member or even friend to be on our episode to get their case out there, please inbox me, DM me, email me, do all that stuff. I will answer and I will do their case. Don't forget, we're on all podcast platforms, also YouTube, also social media. So come check us out. I always do like a little clip the day before or 2 days before the episode drops, so you can get like a little sneak peek of our new episode. Please give us a 5-star rating, like, comment, and subscribe. This is Lesbian Detectives. Don't forget, everybody's a suspect.
So proven innocent.
Bye. Have a nice weekend.
Lesbian detectives. Unsolved cases. She's still missing. Yeah, they haven't found her yet. Well, let's talk about it.
They say he vanished without a trace. Could it be a psychotic break or a tragic accident? Police don't know where the body went. Unsolved murders, body still missing. That's unheard. Where's the witness? Lesbian detectives, what's going on? City on high alert, this out the norm. He did what, the who? Man, that ain't real, these crimes ain't true. Then come uncover these theories with us. We live right now, tuning in is a must.
Right now, lesbian detectives. Lesbian detectives. We about to start the show, so get your popcorn ready, let's go. Pay attention to the message I present to you, the lesbian detectives.